Hidden deep inside your body is a microscopic world of extraordinary beauty. Trillions of living cells work together every moment, each carrying the genetic instructions that allow your body to grow, repair itself, and stay alive. This is where our story begins. Inside every healthy cell lies DNA, the remarkable blueprint of life. It contains the instructions that tell each cell when to grow, divide, repair itself, and perform its unique role within the human body. Before a healthy cell divides, its DNA must be copied with extraordinary precision. Specialized enzymes read the genetic code, building an almost identical copy so each new cell receives the instructions it needs to function normally.
Fortunately, your body has remarkable repair systems. Specialized enzymes constantly scan newly copied DNA, finding and correcting most mistakes before they can cause lasting harm.
Most DNA mistakes are corrected immediately, but on rare occasions, a tiny change escapes repair. By itself, this single mutation does not mean a person has cancer, but it can become one of the first steps in a much longer process. When this cell divides, the tiny DNA change is copied into its daughter cells. The cells still appear healthy, but they now share the same altered genetic instruction. By itself, this does not mean cancer has developed.
At this stage, the altered cell still looks and behaves like the healthy cells around it. There are no symptoms, no tumor, and no sign of cancer, only a tiny genetic change hidden deep within its DNA.
Over many years, additional DNA changes may accumulate within the same cell. Most never lead to cancer, but in some cases, several mutations together can gradually disrupt the genes that normally control healthy cell growth. As more mutations accumulate over time, some may affect the genes that normally repair DNA, regulate cell growth, or tell damaged cells when to stop dividing. The cell still looks normal, but its protective systems are becoming weaker. Healthy cells stop dividing when they receive the proper signals. But after enough critical mutations, some cells begin ignoring these instructions. They continue dividing when they should have stopped, an important step in the development of cancer. As the altered cell continues dividing, a small cluster of genetically similar cells begins to form. The surrounding tissue still appears healthy, but this quiet expansion marks an important step toward tumor development. Over time, the growing cluster of abnormal cells may develop into a small, localized tumor. At this stage, it remains confined to its original location and has not spread to nearby tissues or distant parts of the body. As the tumor grows, it needs more oxygen and nutrients to survive. It releases chemical signals that encourage nearby blood vessels to grow toward it, creating a new lifeline that helps fuel its continued growth. With a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients, the tumor can grow more rapidly. The new blood vessels help sustain its expanding cells, allowing the mass to become larger while it remains confined to its original location. As additional genetic changes accumulate, some tumor cells develop the ability to move beyond the original mass. They begin invading nearby tissue, marking an important step in the progression of cancer. In some cancers, a small number of cells break away from the original tumor and enter nearby blood vessels or lymphatic vessels. Carried by these natural pathways, they can travel to distant parts of the body, a process known as metastasis. A small number of traveling cancer cells may leave the bloodstream and enter a new organ. If they survive and adapt to their new environment, they can begin forming a new cluster of abnormal cells, a process known as metastasis.
Cancer is often easier to treat when it's found early. Regular checkups, recommended screening tests, and paying attention to changes in your body can help detect many cancers before they become more advanced. While not every cancer can be prevented, healthy habits can lower the risk of many types. Eating a balanced diet, staying physically active, avoiding tobacco, limiting alcohol, protecting your skin, and following recommended screenings all help support long-term health.
Cancer begins with changes inside a single cell, but knowledge gives us the power to act. Through healthy choices, recommended screenings, scientific research, and compassionate care, we continue making progress every day. Until our next journey, stay curious. Thank you for watching Anatomy Insight. Every discovery brings us closer to understanding the incredible human body. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for our next adventure. Until our next journey, stay curious.